Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, with only a few days left for the full release of Chernobylite, I thought I'd give it a once over. Is it worth buying? Get it on sale or give it a miss? Who knows? Well, let's get into it. What are the things it actually does well? Well, starting with the prologue, it does that pretty damn well, and by the end of the prologue, I was left actually wanting more of that. Basically, you start off as Igor, a scientist that worked in Chernobylite, and he's left looking for his wife Tanya, which sends him back to the reactor disaster. And for him, that's pretty much where it all begins. Now, the visuals I've got to talk about because they are absolutely breathtaking. The 3D scanning that they done on the Chernobyl exclusion zone and the facility itself, absolutely bloody awesome. Honestly, if they made a game specifically just walking around that crap, it would be great, because if you're like me, you're a little bit of a history buff and you just like delving into it. And yeah, I thought that was absolutely wicked, because I'll never ever be able to actually go there. But jumping into a game that represents the area almost one for one, it's wicked. I love it. Can't basically give it enough props for that. Story. Now, the story is actually pretty good. It's it's not the biggest revelationary thing or whatever, but it's enough to keep you going, enough to keep you coming back. And with all the conspiracy stuff that they do with the KGB and the testing and all this kind of stuff of Chernobyl, radiation and things like that, which they call Chernobylite, and mutations and things like that, I think it's enough to keep you coming back, is basically what I'm saying. Another key point of the story is I've been playing this game for over 16 hours. Now, I can't finish the game because it hasn't fully been released yet. So, but 16 hours into the game, and even if you take out the padding stuff, which we'll get to in a bit, there's well over 10 hours. Way more than what most AAA titles do. Yeah, most AAA titles are off you 4 or 5 hours if you're fucking lucky, and they'll charge you $150 fucking dollars or $1,000 or whatever, depending on their stupid microtransaction bullshit. These guys are offered all that for $40, $40 buy-in for 10 hours play, or 10 hours plus play. It's a bargain. Can't go wrong. Now, I'm going to jump now into a little bit what I don't like. The companions. The companions, I think, are the biggest issue in the whole game, because they aren't very useful. It's basically, and this is how it all runs down, it's a case of you doing the main mission and your companions staying at the base despite being other missions available. In my case, if I did actually send any of them out, it wouldn't be worth the food required, like the rations that they have, to keep them healthy. And if they failed, yeah, it's just one of those things. I'd basically be spending resources to keep them healthy after they failed a mission, or even if they succeeded, they'd only bring back like a little, let's say, electronical part or something like that. Far less than what it takes to actually keep them healthy and happy. And yeah, just to me, it wasn't really worth it. Which is the biggest glaring problem that I found with it, at least until later game where you're pretty well established. Biggest issue number 2 is I found the world to be relatively dead. Outside of, sporadic NAR officers, which are the main bad guys outside the zombie dudes. I can't remember what they're like. Yeah, dark dudes, whatever. Basically, it just doesn't feel active enough. Which brings me to my main point of my actions are supposed to matter and impact the world. And I found they just didn't. I'm a Rambo run and gun type person. I run in, kill everything, get to me main objectives, and yeah, basically get out of there and go to the next one. And I found they didn't have any real effect outside of the NAR officers getting heavy armor and the patrols I encountered, you know, basically just having more heavies. And occasionally I'd run into these zombie dudes. But yeah, there wasn't a real thing to get worried about. I didn't feel like I was threatened. Hopefully they fix that with a patch, you know, with the full release. And if not, they've read, you know, because of the amount of positive reviews that they've had on Steam, hopefully they've read some of the negative ones and have, you know, showed that, and hopefully they'll fix it. And it does look like they're listening to the community, so, you know, we'll see what happens. Now, back to the building of the base, which is another, you know, big thing. I actually just think it's a companion requirement, because I felt it was just padding. It wasn't good, wasn't bad, it just wasn't effective for me. I'm not sure whether it was needed in the game or not, but for me it was a bit of a roadblock, taken away from what I really wanted to do, which was jump into the actual story and keep digging into the story, digging into the conspiracies and things like that, and just enjoying the game for what it should have actually been more directed towards, as opposed to a base builder. Now, these were the biggest blemishes that I found. But yeah, I mean, the game isn't bad, and I honestly really want to see more from these guys. I don't want to keep this going for too long, so I'm going to end up with a final verdict. Is, you know, buy it. Bottom line, buy it, guys, because the team that's developed this game needs some love. You know, they're offering more than what other AAA games are offering for, you know, half the actual money in investment on their behalf. So they definitely deserve your support. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. If you liked, you know, this review, consider subscribing, leave a comment, smash the like button, and share the crap out of it if you can. You know, it all helps. I hope to do a few more for you. Anyways, cheers everyone. Have a good weekend.